Mirdara was smaller than Ragi. Small, narrow lanes, houses close to each other. Not as many armed men in sight as in the larger village. He walked, making a mental map of entries and exits, inconspicuously observing every male. No one looked like a terrorist. Most of them were old, gray-bearded, faces lined. He went to the place that was the information clearinghouse in every such village, the tea house. He lingered over the brew, listening, smiling whenever anyone looked at him. The talk was of the weather, of coalition forces, of markets, of the price of milk. The Taliban weren't mentioned, which was very different from Ragi. "No poppy here," Bidar told him when they had finished for the day and were heading back to their village. "In Ragi, poppy and terrorists are common. The village benefits from their presence." Zeb cast a sideways look at him. It was the first time anyone had openly acknowledged that fact. "I thought you had to pay a tax." "Yes, and I will introduce you to the collector. He is a Taliban man. He takes from every business in Ragi, from every poppy farmer." "What do you get in return?" "I live," Bidar shrugged. "No one goes to the police, tells the soldiers." "Not if they want to live, or want their mothers, wives, or sisters unmolested. You think anything will change here?" He waved a hand at the forbidding landscape. Mountains in the distance, valleys, a picture worthy of a postcard. "Drug traffickers are everywhere. The Russians came and for a while they disappeared. They came back when the Russians went, and the Taliban came in too. Now the Americans, the British, the Germans, everyone is here. The Taliban will vanish into their caves when the bombing starts. The smugglers, they will continue. Nothing stops them. The foreigners cannot stay in our country forever. Things will be the same when they go back. We all know that. That's why we pay tax." There was no bitterness in his voice, resigned acceptance. "It is why I want to leave." The remainder of the ride was in silence. Zeb helped him unload the trailer in Ragi, went to the Rahman house and freshened himself. The village was quiet when he detoured to his jeep and came across the men. He heard the rustling first, and then the quiet murmuring. He stopped in the shadow of a tree and whipped out his prosthetics, attached them to his face, pulled his shemagh over his face, glad that he was now armed, having retrieved his Glocks from the Ragi house. The thicket where his vehicle was concealed was ahead of him. Still not visible. They have found my jeep, whoever they are. Behind and around him were the woods. The sounds of Ragi had long since faded. He remained motionless, scanning his surroundings. No movement, human sounds coming from the front. He moved stealthily, his feet rolling on the ground. He stopped when a voice rose and then relaxed. It wasn't directed at him. 20 yards away, he could make out the glow of torches. He crept closer, crouched, and peered through an opening in the bushes. 4 men, 2 of them holding flashlights, while the others tried to open the rear door. All speaking Dari, all with AKs and black and white shemaghs on their chests. "Break it," one of the flashlight men said. "No, the sound will go far in the night," another man grunted. Zeb circled wide, checking for other hostiles. None present. They could have called in and reported the jeep. Others might arrive soon. A Glock slipped into his hand. The men were still struggling when he returned. He wasn't surprised. He had changed the locks on all the doors, and had installed shatterproof windows when he had taken possession of the vehicle. "Break it. Think of the sound. Who's around to hear it?" They argued among themselves and wiped sweat from their faces. "I have got the key," Zeb said as he stepped in the clearing. Shocked faces turned his way. The next instant they reached for their weapons, their flashlights falling, still illuminating the area. Zeb dove to the ground. He wasn't wearing armor. An AK at that range would be devastating. His first round took out one of the door openers. The remaining men tried to scramble out of the way. An AK shredded leaves above him. Zeb didn't flinch. A beard was in his sights. Trigger break. The beard's head exploded. Dirt and stone fragments hit Zeb's face.